everybody. This is Triana Francois. She is a director and a filmmaker of all kinds. She has served many roles on sets, but on our sets, she has been assistant director, and she's worked on two of our films in the System trilogy. And so, thank you so much, Triana, for being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I feel like a superstar.
You are. And I want to thank you so much because you're very skilled and very focused, and I appreciate all of your help on set. Even just in terms of initiating other tasks that you saw needed to be done, because on our sets we didn't have a wardrobe person, we didn't have a hairstylist, we didn't have a script supervisor. And so, you kind of stepped into those roles. So thank you, because I'm emerging and learning as I go. So I really appreciate your help with that.
Yes, absolutely. A, it takes a village, and B, is Stacy. I'm sure everybody can vouch for you that, you put people, you're always thinking about people. I mean, you're always sending me opportunities, always thinking about ways to incorporate people. So it's like a no-brainer that any of the gaps that might be missing on set, like we all just step in, not just me. I think everyone that you had on set stepped in wherever they had to.
Yes, thank you. And Triana did work with, as I said, the kids with both sets. So it was my first time working with kids on a production set. I've been a teacher, but it's different on set. So just tell us about your experience being assistant director, and then I'll ask you about directing your own projects.
Yeah, so I'll give you a little background. I moved to California. I'm from New York. Hey, go Knicks. Um
Hey,
hey.
Spike Lee
uh
was all on it.
Oh my gosh. I think we were rooting for him more than we were rooting for the actual Knicks at this point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, if they lose this game, Lord Jesus, I don't know if we're gonna have Spike Lee for another year, you know what I'm saying? I mean, God forbid, but you
That
know.
was a tight one. That was close.
Whoo,
Yeah,
my blood pressure. My blood pressure was high.
I'm sure. I'm
Hmm.
sure. Hey, we got Yinka.
Hey, Yinga in the
Yinka.
house. What up?
That's why I included that song on
Which
your
song? Ah, yes,
the text you. Yeah,
yes,
I
yes,
was like,
yes,
that's New
yes.
York.
Hey, yes, yes, yes. Represent, represent. Um, but yeah, so I moved to the Bay 4 years ago, in pursuit of my career goals as a film narrative and commercial director. And before that, I was a live producer. I managed content that was coming out of several studios globally for like multi-camera productions. And all of that was in the corporate world, which is why I wanted to start going more into the narrative commercial scene. But I learned a lot because a lot of times I was like, not a one man band, right? But as far as like the person who was on set, it would be me, my technical director, my A1, and we were a very small group of a small team that had to like really make these productions come to life. And so I was able to use. I try to figure out where can I fit on set. You know, of course, like I'm always willing to give a hand as a production assistant, but I also want to share the skills that I have if I can, and if in any way they help on any type of production. So I'm just used to doing a lot of the like pre-production work and just making sure that like the entire team is on the same page as far as like workflow and timing. And so when I thought about like where those skill sets match on set, I think a lot of it was it led me to like the assistant director type of role, which I enjoy because I'm very type B except for productions because I get confused all the time. I'm a little slow. You know what I'm
No, me
saying?
too.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I've always had to be organized so that I can have a better understanding. And I think that there's probably a lot of other people on the team who probably need that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think we're all creatives to a certain capacity. So the other side of that also needs to be taken care of.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely to help keep things organized. Yes. Um, and so you moved here from New York, and what is that role called in the corporate world that you were doing?
I was a live producer.
A line producer. I see.
Oh, live,
Oh,
LIVE,
live.
broadcast.
Got
Yeah.
you. Okay.
So we
Okay.
broadcast content to like the internal platforms and YouTube.
Got you.
So
Okay. Yeah,
live and on demand content.
got it. That does translate well to assistant director. You've also have worked in other roles. You can tell people, but I know like script supervisor. Um, what other roles have you had on set?
That's really about it. PA, assistant director, script supervisor. Um, I'm a I'm a in the weeds kind of person, like for everything. I love detail, like maybe too much, but I'm very technical. My first background is as a cosmetologist. I went to hair school and I had a career as a hairstylist for over 15 years. I still do hair. I still have clients and I work on set sometimes doing hair, but it's very technical and it actually has a lot of project management components to it, which I don't know if hairstylists know, but we have to think about like all the tools that we need in phase one and phase two and phase three. We can't bring every single tool out for the entire, production. You know what I mean?
Mm,
So I was able to translate a lot of those technical skills like throughout my career. And also as a hairstylist, I would be on a lot of sets. I would do a lot of editorials, and I found myself very often wanting to be behind the scenes, trying to figure out what the look was going to be, what the mood was going to be, what the tone was going to be, the composition of the photo, and then most importantly, like what is the story, what's the purpose, what's the intent of what we're trying to do, like what's the why, and I'm very passionate about the why of everything. People say I ask a lot of questions, sometimes too many questions, but it works when we're talking about like, scripts and we're talking about productions of such. So that's what I've leaned into most because I just love getting into the weeds. I love getting into the details. I look at every single word on the page. I'm like, did we mean to say this? Do we want this to actually translate on camera? Is it loose? Can we improvise? And just asking all those questions so that the director. So I'm just like helping the director kind of go along as far as the vision that they're trying to convey.
yeah, that's definitely helpful in helping the director when things that he or she doesn't see. So yeah, definitely appreciate it. And we often don't think of hairstylists as technical people because we just see the creative part, but there's so much behind the scenes. Hey Dex, thanks for joining in. So
Hey.
you mentioned, okay, moving from New York, hairstylist, and why did you get into storytelling? I guess specifically film. You talked about the transition, translating the skills from live producer to AD,
Mhm.
but why film? Because I also know you got a certification, right? Or you went to
Correct.
school or
Yeah, I went to
yeah.
went to
So
film school. Yeah, yeah,
yep.
yeah.
So can you talk about that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'll be honest. I'm not like just attached to film. I'm attached to storytelling, and I'm just attached to what is the best way to tell a story. Because sometimes it's not film, sometimes it's a podcast, sometimes it's audio, sometimes it's an editorial. There's a lot of different ways to tell a film, but I felt that that was like a gap in my skill set of understanding how films work, and I love knowing how. I like that is like my favorite thing is just to know like how every single thing works, which is sometimes not a good thing because then, you become, jack of all trades, master of none, which, I disagree with that in a lot of ways because I think that sometimes when you get a little bit of everything, it becomes your superpower and it makes you very specialized in some sort of way or capacity. But wait, sorry, what's the question? Because yeah, I ramble sometimes.
No, that's fine. It was the storytelling.
Oh, the storytelling. Yeah. So I would always try to tell a story behind, like I'm always like trying to tell people like oh, this is the background of what happened. Or um in every single industry that I've worked in, I've always wanted to share with people, you know, like how we've gotten to this point. So like as a hairstylist, for instance, I would do tutorials, right? And I would break down like, okay, this is an A-line cut, this is a square cut, this is the type of hairstyle that works for you. And I would try to figure out the best way to convey this information, right? Because I think that because I'm a little slow, you know, I feel like I kind of fall out of, the learning curve. Like I fall out of it. A lot of people get stuff and I'm like, I don't get this. And I would try to figure out what is the best way for somebody to get this. Is it visually for them to get it? Or does it need to be written down? Do we need graphics? Do we need captions? Like, what is the thing? What is the medium that is needed in order for the story to be conveyed, right? We don't want to just create things and then the message doesn't actually translate. And so I feel like I'm yes, I'm a storyteller, but even more than a storyteller, I'm a translator, right? I think it's very important for people to feel confident about the work that they do. And I translate through storytelling, right? So I give the background, I give the synopsis, and I give the problem, and then I figure out what the solution is. And so because of that, I found my way into film because I knew that that was such a strong medium to get and convey and translate. And it's a huge world. I'm very intimidated by it. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many pieces to it, but because I'm somebody who's very technical and wants to know every single detail and wants to know the how of things, I have to get past my comfort zone and say, hey, um, okay, so these are all the people on set. This is what people do. Okay, pre-production, production, post-production, visual effects. Like, I mean, it's endless, right? There's so many ways to elevate storytelling, and I just love every single aspect of it. Every element. I love every element of storytelling.
Okay. And do you have a favorite genre?
Yes, I do. I love comedy. Love, 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 love comedy. I'm a very silly person. I I don't take myself serious. I know some people are. I'm jealous of the people who can be like in a room and just like be serious. I would love to be that person. I'm just not. And so even working on your sets, I mean, I'm sure all the crew can tell you that I like to be, I'm serious. Like I don't play about the work,
Yeah.
but I don't have to take myself serious to do serious work. So I love comedy. I love drama. I love a little bit of suspense, but as far as like what I would create versus what I would consume is a little bit different, right? I don't see myself necessarily doing features per se. Maybe one day, but the way my ADHD is set up, yeah, I might not get that film until I'm like 60, and which is fine.
Yeah.
But TBD.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Hey, Pat, hey,
And
Tanisha,
and
hey.
and Ali
Oh,
is on
Ali
here.
did it.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. So, okay, can you tell us about some of the projects that you're working on now, or you're directing, or any that you're a part of?
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I mean, yeah, since I've met you, I mean, so much has happened. I've been able to connect with a lot of people and work on a lot of different projects. I just recently finished working on Jesse Kuba's production, The Bell. That was amazing. That was my first horror production, and Jesse is super, super, super talented. So it was really nice working on that set as
Yeah.
well.
And let me
And
plug that it'll be screening at the Brave Maker Film Festival, right? Yep. So check out the schedule. Okay, keep going.
yes, 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 it will. And we are about to be in a production together again for the vertical series Foul Play. So I'm excited for that. And I'll be on that as a script supervisor. So shout out to the whole Foul Play team
Yeah.
and Juice for that opportunity. And then I am developing a live comedy TV series. The title is untitled for now until I have the title protected, because as I've been saying, AI is out here to take all of our ideas, and that process is a little bit lengthy. But once I have the title protected, then I will share the title. But essentially, it is a comedy about a Black woman who has mental health issues, right? And I think that, you know, Black people don't really have get the opportunity or space to have mental health issues, right? We'll come off as angry, we'll come off as aggressive, we'll come off as rude, and it can be funny, right? We can make light of it, but I want to highlight it in a funny way. So that is the series I'm working on. I actually did scene 2 of my pilot yesterday, and I did that with Tahan, which I met through you. And Tahan is an amazing gaffer, actor, and comedian. Somebody who I also consider a mentor in the comedy space. So we did a scene yesterday. It was great.
That's fun. Yeah, super exciting. And Pat Tanisha says you are hella funny.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, so we'll have to check that out. How many episodes will you have, or do you know yet?
I'm aiming for 5 to 10
Okay.
episodes. Still trying to figure out, where is it gonna live, all the things to put my stuff out. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of content that I haven't put out yet. So this is the first one that I'm really gonna roll out as a director and comedy writer. So just trying to figure out, all the things, but aiming for 5 to 10 episodes.
Okay. Are you acting in it?
Unfortunately,
Oh, you said
yeah, I am.
unfortunately. So you're an
Yeah.
actress,
I'm not. I'm not.
but
I'm
you're
really
acting in
not.
it.
I know. Cause
Okay.
like it's just this character is just so specific, right? And I need to be the person who acts them out so that I can cast the right actress for the role. So
Mhm.
I'm doing this as like a pilot kind of series, and then the next phase I'm going to find that character that I'm looking for, because it's such a specific character who, like, the nuances and um the idiosyncrasies have to be like on point. So I'm doing it because I want to get the ball rolling. I don't want to wait to find the perfect actress. But if there are any actors out there who love doing comedy type of work, please feel free to DM me, reach out to me, because even if you're not the main actor, I need tons of comedians for this series, and non-comedians. Like, I mean, if you're into improv and you've done improv, then please, by all means, DM me. I would love to talk to you.
Okay. Cool. I'm excited to see it.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, I think it's gonna be funny.
Yeah. No, that's cool. That's cool. And to tie it into mental health, which is super important as always. Um, Another thing, this is kind of related, but I know you have a background in branding and marketing as well. So I think that is super helpful for you in terms of your distribution and marketing when that time comes to have that background. So that's something that a lot of us independent filmmakers don't think about till the end, and post production, and it's late at that point. Like, it's really something we should be thinking about in pre-production.
Mhm.
So yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest, right? I'm not like, I focus, like, so I have a creative campaign agency, and so in that agency, Major Small Wins, we focus more on the storytelling, right? Versus like the marketing campaign, right? It's like, how do you want to show up for your audience? That's more or less what we show up for. So like, I'm not really good at the distribution part, right? Like, I still have to learn that stuff, and I just want to be honest about that, because I think that a lot of us filmmakers and creators still need to figure that part out. But as far as the storytelling of it, and like how we're going to tell that story, that's where my agency kind of falls in line with. But I'm learning from you. I'm learning from a lot of other people of like, how where do we put this stuff? You know what I mean? And I think it's such an important conversation because we are at a crossroad. I had a conversation with another writer producer last month, and she asked me, "Are you going to pitch it to a network, or are you going to release it on YouTube?" And I said, "I don't know." Right? Because I don't know how I feel about giving these greedy corporations my ideas so that they can own them, right? Like I have I don't know if anybody's watched Black Lady Sketch Show, but it's one of my favorite show. I mean, it's so good. If anyone hasn't watched it, y'all gotta watch it. It's just, it is so good, right? And it had 4 seasons on HBO, and then it was canceled. And because now HBO owns it, guess what? We don't get no more Black Lady Sketch Show, right? Now, maybe Robin Thede, who is the creator of that show, she might create something that's similar and pitch it to another network. But do we want this to happen again? Right? Same thing with what's it called with Issa Rae? Rap Shit, I think it was
Hmm.
on Showtime.
Yeah, I got
Got
canceled.
canceled after two seasons.
Yeah.
The show just started getting hot. The numbers were there, right? And Issa Rae herself had to release a vertical series, on social media. So it's not even just like, where how do we do this, right? It's also, what should we do
Hmm.
as as Black creatives, as people of color who have such amazing ideas, and we want our ideas to be valued, but what's the cost? What's the cost?
Right, 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 right. And ownership is important,
Ownership is
and,
so
and
important.
revenue. Yeah, we want to keep the revenue. So, because we've invested a lot of our money, oftentimes, so as independent filmmakers. But we have about 7 minutes left. Is there anything you want to discuss specifically?
Oh, he put me on the spot. Oh, child. Um, what do I want to discuss? I would like to discuss how you. So I admire you, Stacey, right? Because I know you shake your head. You shake your head all the time, but your your ambition is like par none, right? The way that, I just don't know how you get the energy to do what you do, right? Be in the spaces that you are in, advocate in the way that you advocate, makes like, how do you do that? Because I that's a real conversation that I feel like I want to have, right? Just as a creative, right? It's hard. You did 3 feature films,
Mhm.
right? And I think some of us, we're tired, right? And mentally. And it's a lot because you got to reach out to people, you got to connect with people, you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this. How do you do it?
I don't. I'm tired too. I
Yes,
get
you do.
sad, depressed, frustrated. You don't see the tears behind the scenes. Social media only shows one part. But no, it's because this is like my third career. So I feel like I have to catch up because I feel like I won't say wasted time. I'm learning to reframe that all of my experiences and other careers help shape where I am. But in my mind, this is not where I wanted to be at this stage,
Mm,
having to learn something totally new.
mm,
So I felt like last year that was my year to execute because I wasn't happy with the other jobs that I had. So I'm like, I have to make this work. Like I've been wasting time, is what I'm telling
mm,
myself. You know what I mean? So I was like, I have to get this out. If I'm going to be a filmmaker now, my third career, then where's my product? I don't have any content. So
mm.
that's why I was like, 2025, I'm just going to execute. I said, that's going to be my word for this year. Execute. Just get them done and then learn while I'm doing it and yeah, put them out.
I
So
mean, mhm,
that's it. From frustration is, but yeah,
mm,
I'm tired too, and I question like, why am I doing this? For me, it's more like a calling.
mm,
Like I have to do it, so I'm being obedient, even though I don't
mm,
even really like it and want
mm.
to do it. I'm being called to do it. So that's a whole nother conversation. But yeah,
It don't have to be because we got 3 minutes left. I'm just saying,
I
this is what I
feel
really
you.
want to talk about. You know what I mean? This is like, I just feel like a lot of, the a lot of the work that 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 we all do as storytellers, as filmmakers, as creators. It is hard. It's hard work. We have a lot of ideas. I mean, I don't think I have like six careers. You know what I'm saying? I've gone through a whole bunch of stuff, and yeah, I landed here, and I love it. I love it because I have not been in an industry where I work with people who love what they do so much that they're willing to offer, their hands, their help, stay late, be okay with it, just working as a team. There's no other industry that I've found that has that type of camaraderie. And that's why I'm like, oh yeah, this is it for me. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I love different types of work that I do, but more important than the work that I do is who I do the work with, and so um it's a blessing to be able to be in this industry and to make things come to life, help other people's visions, happen. But it is challenging, you know what I'm saying? And I know that sometimes some of us want to just like, you know what, I'm gonna get that 9 to 5, which I have right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um I know we got to keep our jobs, but I asked that question because even with you saying, like, this is the year, people say that all the time, and they still can't. It's that activation that is hard to do. I would love to know for you, what are your like daily practices, that you do, if you don't mind sharing, of course, um to be activated, to be motivated. Is it like you got to drink eight ounces of water? Like, is that what you do every day? Vitamin D?
No, it's not a plan or a prescription. Like I said, I've been in jobs that I didn't like for years as a
Hmm.
teacher, like not feeling effective, being constrained in a system, not feeling. I was doing my best as a teacher, as many teachers do, but you're because of the system, you still can't be as successful as you want to be, even with good administration
Mm.
principles. But it, so I've was in that so long. When I left teaching, I was diagnosed with PTSD.
Wow.
But in between my teaching career, I went to law school because I was like, well, let me see if I can use the law to impact education. Graduated, went back to teaching. And yeah, so I've had, like all of us, a career before this. I taught abroad also and across the US, but I just still felt like I wasn't where I wanted to be. And the years were passing by. I'm like, what is, like, why am I here? Like, what is my
Hmm.
purpose? What am I supposed to be doing? Because I can't stay in teaching, and I didn't want to practice law. When I graduated from law school, I was like, okay, the law is biased. They're not trying to change the systems. So that's why I
Mm.
went to film by default, that, oh, maybe film can advocate. I can advocate through film. So my goal is advocacy through film. Like, my goal is specific to get the films out.
Mm.
So I guess with that goal, then I have to get them out. And also, what changed recently with distribution, just real talk, with not getting rejected from many festivals, that I'm like, okay, I have to shift my mindset. I'm going to do my own distribution. Well, we signed a distribution deal last Wednesday, but I'm having my own separate way to distribute. I'm not relying on the distribution deal
Mm.
because, one, it's not going to pay what I put into the film. And then also, I can organize my own California college tour, my own HBCU tour, and license the film to school districts and keep, the money myself. That's revenue. Yeah. So, and I've, had two other like coaches help me. I'm not just making this stuff up myself. I've, work with people and learn from people. So, oh, so my mindset shifted. Before, I was just making films. Now, recently, I'm like, no, I need to make money. That is my goal. We're making money off these films, so I have my own distribution plan separate from the distribution plan. So I
Hmm.
don't know if
Hmm.
it's the mindset that, like, I need to make the films. That's the goal. But
Mm.
with that mindset, I feel like I lacked in proper pre-production planning. But that can hold some people back too, because people can spend years on scripts trying
Mm.
to make it perfect. And my scripts were not perfect, but the actors are so good, they can make up for it. So you kind of have to balance how much prep are you going to do before you just make it. Because even with proper prep, there's still going to be, nothing's going to go perfect on set. There's always going to be, you know what I mean? So,
100%.
Jeremiah, the business
Jeremiah.
partner. Hey, you. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, let me put it back on you. I know we're over, but
Oh.
so you had this idea to make a film about Black women and mental health. You could have chosen any topic. You chose that for a reason. You want to get that out. So, my question is not why, but is something behind that, like pulling you? Like there's a purpose on why you're thinking to do this Black women mental health through comedy. So that needs to get out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Because I'm crazy. Because I'm
And that's good.
spontaneous.
Me too. And we need, that's what and it's system issues that impact us specifically as Black women. And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I said I was diagnosed with PTSD from teaching because of just drama at the school, like just school politics. And that's not one person's doing. So we're under many systems
Mm.
as Black women. But talk to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wait, is that a question? Wait, what's the question?
Expound if you want to.
Oh, okay. With the, yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel most of my day is being misunderstood. Literally most of my day. Um, Based on the work environment that I work in, based on the social construct that we live in. It's just always misunderstood. And I really do just like I so one of my other backgrounds is I am a sports and exercise nutritional specialist, right? So I have a lot of like certifications and such in that field. So that's why my name is Miss Forever Fit on IG.
Oh,
I know I gotta change it, but it's like for me, it's I keep it until like I know I have to eventually change it, but for me, it went from being Miss Forever Fit physically to being Miss Forever Fit mentally, right? And like having to understand that like I need to have endurance to keep going, regardless of like what that um capacity is. And as a health specialist, a lot of what I used to do was focused on exercising and eating right. And that led me down a lot of mental health issues. I developed an eating disorder, and it was just like a really hard struggle for me. And I had to get to a point where it's like, okay, you can't just like focus all on your physical all the time. You're losing so much of the other sides of you. At one point, all I used to wear was like workout clothes. And I mean, I came from, so I went to school for fashion. I'm not a fashion designer, but I went to school for fashion, and I used to always have these elaborate hairstyles and designs and clothing. And then I got so like hyper focused on fitness and six pack and all those different things, I lost myself completely. And I had to find a way back to balance my life, right? And now that mental shift has gone to mental health through comedy. It's like what makes me feel good is laughing. Like that's really what brings me a lot of joy. And I think that we, as Black people specifically, we are robbed of that often. We're robbed of that joy of just being able to laugh. And so if I can contribute anything to this world, it's the joy of laughter. And I think that is the best medicine for mental health. Obviously, if you need to take meds, take your meds because we
yeah.
don't want you outside looking crazy. But outside of that, let's laugh. You know what I'm saying? Let's not take life so serious, and let's find the joys in life.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Thank
Monologue.
you. Do you have any upcoming comedy shows?
Oh, okay. So I just recently did my first comedy show. Oh my God, gag.
Congrats.
Um, thank you, thank you. That was really fun. I really had a good time with that. And I'll say this really quick because I know we're all over. See, I start getting wordy after a certain time. You know what I'm saying? Storyteller.
Yeah,
But
it's fine.
uh, thank you. Um, so I'm sure a lot of your viewers, your audience, have come across the book The Artist's Way, and I needed that book at that stage in time in my life because uh i j- i d- I'm a perfectionist, you know, and that's a reason why a lot of my work has not come out to the forefront. And something that The Artist's Way really teaches you, it teaches you a couple of things, but the two things that I will like really what I would like to share is number one, you have to be bad before you're good, period.
Hmm.
And for perfectionists, as such as myself, that is very painful. It is very painful to admit that you're not good at something and continue to do it anyway. So that's something that I learned from there. Number two is that we have to have fun. And as we grow as adults, and you know, a lot of the expectations that we put on ourselves as adults, whether it's we got to buy a home, or you know, we have to make a certain amount of money, we have to have certain type of positions, we become rigid, and 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 we don't give ourselves the opportunities to explore like children, right? Children go out and play, they try different things, and we rob ourselves of that as adults. And so in The Artist's Way, it really helps bring you back to that place. And so I always love being funny. I think I'm funny. You know what I'm saying? I've always loved comedy, right? But I never thought I would do stand up ever. Not because I have stage fright, but just because I already had 10 careers. I'm not going to do another one, right? But this was the first one that I was like, you know what? Just have fun. Just have fun. It doesn't have to be anything serious. You don't have to be the next Dave Chappelle. You know, just go out there and express yourself, connect with people on topics that you connect on, and you know, it be what it be. So that's what I did, and I will be doing more. I just got to finish working on this pilot that I'm working on, but hopefully I get to do one in sometime in July. So I will definitely share the details for that.
Yes, definitely. Yes, please post about it
I
when you have the
will.
next one. Yes. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, Triana, for taking time today.
You're welcome. And I also wanted to shout out Situation, which is a social live event that I am an executive producer slash um, live program producer for. And you can find the link in my bio. We do social events that talk about different themes and topics that are affect millennials. You know, so I would love. We're revamping in September. The first couple of shows will be in New York, but then we plan to bring it all over. So stay tuned and check it out.
So it's a live event,
It's a live social event.
social event. Okay, called
Yep,
Situation. Okay,
live
cool.
social
I'll
show.
put it in the captions.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
All right, Triana. Thanks. Have a good rest of your day. Nice talking to you.
Bye. Love you,
Take
Stacey.
care.
You're the
Yes,
best.
you too. Take care. Bye.
Okay. Bye.